Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Yes, today class will go with the topic is like data types concepts. Data types. Because basically to data type purpose is what to represent your data, right? Because data type is used to represent your data. So every language contains some data type to represent your data, right? Exactly. Because data types purpose is what to represent the data, right? Okay. Please meet everyone. Guys, use it to represent the data. Where the data types here. Because Java contains what are the data types means. Please mute everyone. Yeah. Because data type purpose is what you use it to represent your data we have. What the data that we have, it will represent data. Because what are the data types in Java? Tell me. So we have the numeric data, byte data type is there, short is there, int is there, long is there. For the numeric data, we have the data types like byte, short, int, long. For the numeric data, okay. Yes, for the numeric data, we have the byte, short, int, long. For the point value representation, float and water, double data type, right? Yes, for point value representation is what float and water, double data type is there, right? Exactly. And for the single character, we have the character type. For the true and false, we have the boolean data type, right? So total, how many data types in Java means 8 data types that we have. So byte, short, int, long for the numeric data. Guess byte, short, int, long for the numeric data. Float and double. Yeah, float and double is for what? Yes, float and double is for what? Float and double is for the representation of decimal data. And char and boolean, right? Char means single character, boolean means true and false, right? Exactly. Because every data type contains corresponding sizes. The byte size like 1 byte, short size like 2 bytes, int size like 4 bytes, long size is like 8 bytes. Okay, one byte is 1 byte, 2 bytes, int is 4 bytes, long is 8 bytes, right? Float is like 4 bytes, double is like 8 bytes, right? Yes, double is like 8 byte, and carry is like 2 bytes. So carry representation is what 2 bytes. Boolean, there is no size basically. So the boolean contains only. Yes, boolean. Do you have any size here? There is no size for the boolean. Boolean contains only one constant. Sorry, boolean contains just two constants, right? True and false data. Yes, you got the point or not? There's numeric data. Numeric data we have the byte. Okay, byte, short, int, long. Generally, like represent 10, 20, 30, 40, something like this. Next one is what decimal data. Decimal data we have the float and what double. Okay, float and double. So float and double. Generally for the point values, right? 20.5 and 10.5 and 20.9, something like this. Next one is what character data. To represent your character data, what is the data type here? Represent the character data type is what? Char data type, right? Char is a data type. Yeah, carry is a data type, right? Exactly. Because here we need to go for like single character. It allows only one character within the single quotes, right? Single quotes EX D something like this. The last one is what Boolean data. Boolean data means what we have the true and false values. Because Boolean data type is what a Boolean. So the representation is what a true comma false, right? Exactly. So these are the data types that we have, and these are the corresponding sizes, right? Exactly. Because when you see the line like in num equal 100, when you see the line like num equal 100 means we need to represent immediately. Num is a variable of what type of data? Yes, num is a variable of what type of data? Num is a variable of integer type, right? Yes, num is a variable of what type of data? Num is a variable of integer type. Yeah, num is a variable of what type of data? So num is a variable of tell me, num is a variable of what type of data? Num is a variable of integer type, right? Num is a variable of integer type, which is holding the values how much here? 100, right? Holding the num is a variable of which type? Num is a variable of integer type, holding the values how much here? 100. Its memory size how much here? Its memory size like how many bytes means 4 bytes, right? Because integer means how many bytes we have, like 4 bytes, right? Exactly. So we understood that num is a what Tell me that num is a variable of which type here? Integer type. Because when you see this line, immediately we need to understand that num is a variable of num is a variable of which type here? Integer type. Okay, holding the values how much here? 100. With the memory size, tell me guys, with memory size how many bytes? With memory size like 4 bytes, right? Exactly. Guys, you got the point or not? Yeah, because today we are starting like data types concept. Data types basically used to represent your data. Generally, what are the data types we have? Byte, short, int, long, float, double, char, boolean. Size is like 1, 2, 4, 8 by bytes format. Okay, size in how many? Size in what? Bytes, right? Exactly. When you see this line int num equal to 100 means num is a variable of what type here? Guys, num is a variable of what type? Num is a variable of integer type. Num is a variable of what? Integer type. Holding the values 100. The memory size how many bytes? 4 bytes, right? Exactly. The same way you can take the character ch equal to something like x character we can take. Then tell me guys, ch is a variable of which type here? Ch is a, otherwise the character you can take the grade variable. Generally if you take the grade, I got the A grade, right? Yeah. So grade is a variable of which type? Grade is a grade is a what? Variable of tell me grade is a variable of which type? Grade is a variable of char type, right? Char type. Yeah, char type. Holding the value is how much here? Holding the value single character with the memory size how many bytes? With memory size like 2 bytes, right? Get the memory size how many bytes? 2 bytes or not? That's the point, guys. Because when you see this line, immediately you need to understand this complete syntax, some complete form, complete theory about that point. Num is a variable of which type? Integer type. Holding the values how much here? 100 with memory size how many bytes? 4 bytes. So grade is a variable of which type? Character type. Holding the values how much here? A character with memory size how many bytes? 2 bytes, right? Exactly. Because you got the point, right? Here the data types and what? Corresponding sizes, right? Exactly. Because after the corresponding sizes, next one is what you can take the range. Basically, every data type can hold a specific number on. Now, every data type can hold water. Every data type can hold a specific number, right? Yeah. If you take the byte range, guys, the byte can hold the number like minus 128 to what? 127. It means byte variable can hold the value only this much value. What about short range here? Short range like 32,762. Okay, 32,762, 32,000 what? 767, right? This is a short range. Okay, this is what short range, right? Exactly. Yes, next one is what integer. Integer range will be like 21, 47, 48. Okay, 36, 48 to 21, 47, 48, 36 what? 47, right? Exactly. So the integer can hold the data only this much value. Yes, integer can hold the data only this much value, right? Yes, you got the point or not? Good. See guys, for example, if you take the byte b1 equal to 120, valid and invalid here. Byte b1 equal to 120 valid. But if you take the byte b2 equal to 132, valid and invalid now?
Invalid.
This byte b2 equal to 1. This is like invalid syntax, right? Yeah. The same way byte b3 equal to minus 12. Valid and invalid now? Minus 12 is valid, right? Not a problem. But if you take the byte b4 equal to byte b4 equal what? Minus 145. Valid and invalid now? It's like invalid, right? Yeah. It means every data type can hold the specific value, and these are the corresponding ranges, right? These are the corresponding ranges, right? Exactly. Is you got the point or not? If you take the short, short S1 equal to what? Short S1 equal to 25,879 is valid, right? This is valid, not a problem. But if you take the short S2 equal to short S2 equal to what? 52,034.76 like this. Valid or invalid, guys? This is definitely invalid, right? Exactly. So we understood the first point is how many data types in Java. Second point, we understood that what are the purpose of what are the sizes of the data types. Third point, we understood that the ranges of the data types, right? The ranges. It means byte can hold only this much range, short can hold only this much range. If you give like more than this range, you will get error, right? Yeah, integer can hold only this much range, right? Like this one. Does you got the clarity or not? Yeah. Sir, how can we remember this all? Generally, we have to remember, so otherwise, to calculate these ranges, we have one formula. Does anyone knows that formula? To calculate the ranges, we have one formula. The formula is like, okay, so 2 to the power 7 to, let's up to the point here, 2 to the power minus 2 to the power 7 to, this is minus value, then 2 to the power 7. Yes, minus 2 to the power 7 to, sorry, 2 to the power n to minus 2 to the power n to, then 2 to the power what? N, okay, 2 to the power n, okay, minus 1, right? Exactly. Yeah. Yes, where n equal to what? Here n equal to number of bytes, number of bits. Yes, n equal to what? Number of bits, right? Exactly. Because here I'm calculating for the byte amounts. Byte equal to how many bits? Sorry, byte size is how many bytes?
8 bits.
1 byte equal to how many bits? 1 byte equal to 8 bits, right? Yeah. Yes, here n value is like 8. If you take the n value is 8 means then what happened? 2 to the power n means 2 to the power 8, right? Because 1 byte equal to 8 bits. Then 2 to the power 8 means what's the number here? Guys, 2 to the power 8 means what's the number? Guys, 2 to the power 8 means what is the number? You guys can hear me? We are calculating for the byte amount. Then please check one more time. Is it 128 or any other value? 2 to the power n means what? 2 to the power 8, right? 2 to the power 8 means what's the value? 128 or 256? I think 2 to the power 8 means you will get the values how much here? Guys, what are the data here? 2 to the power 8.
256, sir.
Right? 2 to the power 8 means
256.
256 here. Yeah, 256, right? But we expected range is out 256 or 128. We expected like minus 128, right? 128. Because why the 256 is coming means the reason for this is because actually 1 byte equal to 8 bits. Fine, these are the 8 bits I'm writing now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, and you can take the 5, you can take the 6, and you can take the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bits is right. Yeah. Because out of 8 bits, this is called MSB bit, most significant bit. And this bit is called what? LSB bit, least significant bit. Yes, one is MSB bit and one is what? LSB bit, right? Most significant bit and least significant bit, right? Yes or no? Yeah. Because out of 8 bits, 1 bit is reserved for the sign bit here because this is having the positive number and negative number, right? If this is a positive or negative value or not. Because out of 8 bits, 1 bit is reserved for which bit now? Yes, please respond. 1 bit is reserved for which bit? 1 bit is reserved for the sign bit, right? Exactly. Yes, 1 bit is reserved for the sign bit. Here 0 represents what? 0 represents the positive value. 1 represents what? Negative value. Yes, that's what out of 8 bits, 1 bit is assigned for the sign bit. That's what we need to calculate the range for how many bits only. Second network disconnected. Yeah, fine. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Yes, out of 8 bits, out of 8 bits, 1 bit is reserved for which bit? Sign bit, right? Yes, total 8 bits, out of 8 bits, 1 bit is reserved for which bit here? Sign bit. That's what we need to calculate the range for only 7 bits. 7 bits are what? A range, right? Guys, 7 bits are what? 7 bits are what? A range value, right? Exactly. That is the point, guys. So, are you clear now? Yeah, then 2 to the power 7 means what? 128, right? Then you will get the number is what? So minus 128 to what? 127, right? Yes, no statement is correct. Yeah, that's a way how to calculate variance. Even short means what? Short means 2 bytes. 2 bytes means how many bits? Yeah, short means how many bytes? 2 bytes. 2 bytes means how many bits?
16.
Yeah, guys, you need to go for the range calculations. If we take the range calculations,
16.
okay, range calculations, then 2 to the power minus 2 to the power n to 2 to the power 2 to the power n minus 1, right? Yeah, where n equal what? N equal what? Number of, tell me a number of bits, right? N equal number of bits. So 1 byte size, how many bytes? No, byte size equal to 1 byte. Okay, 1 byte equal to 1 byte equal what? 8 bits, right?
8 bits.
1 byte equal what? 8 bits. Out of 1 byte equal to 8 bits. Out of 8 bits, tell me guys, what of 8 bits? 1 bit is reserved for which bit?
Sign.
8 bits. Yeah. 1 bit is for which bit? 1 bit is sign bit, right? 1 bit is sign bit. Remaining 7 bits are what? Remaining 7 bits are what? Range, right? Exactly. Yes, 1 byte equal to 8 bits. 8 bits means 1 bit is sign bit, and remaining 7 bits are what? Range, right? Now we got the clarity or not? Exactly. It's like that we can calculate the formula, right? It's like that we can calculate the formula. Are it clear now? Yeah. Yes, if you take the character now, guys, remaining long float double, you guys please check. And Boolean means there is no range because Boolean just contains only 2 values. Because whatever character size, how many bytes? Character size, how many bytes?
16 bytes.
Yeah, 16 bits means 2 bytes. 2 bytes means what? 16 bits, right?
16 bits. Is
Yeah, 16 bits means what? 2 to the power 16, 2 to the power 15.
16.
To the power 15.
Yeah, 2 to the power 16 or 15.
15.
16.
2 to the power, yeah, 2 to the power 16 or 2 to the power 15 means, I think 2 to the power, to the power 15, right? 16. Yeah, I think 16 only, right?
16.
Yeah, because it does, see, generally 1 bit is reserved for the sign bit, right? Generally.
Yeah.
But here, do you have any sign bit character? Do you have any positive characters and negative characters? No, right?
No.
There is no positive character, there is no negative characters means total 2 to the power 16 only, right?
Yes.
There is no sign bit here. Okay, there is no, yeah, there is no sign bit, right? There is no sign bit means what? Then 2 to the power of 16 only, right? Okay, 2 to the power of 16 means what's the value? Then 2 to the power 16 means generally you get the 65,536. But the value will be like 0. Yeah, 65,536. But the value will be like 65,535, right? Exactly. Zoom is better than this one. Yeah, yeah. Tomorrow I'll talk to office once. I'll change to the Zoom meeting. So can you please send the everyone? Can you please send the mail to Durgasoft, Durgasoft online training at gmail.com saying that what do you need to say? Saying that GoToMeeting is not allowed in my office. You can please convert to simply shut down Zoom. So if you send some mails so that I can talk with them, they'll change the data. Okay. Because you got the point, right? What I'm asking?
Yeah.
If you send a mail so that I'll talk once and they'll change it. Okay. Please send, yeah. Please send everyone, send the mail, some people at least. Yeah, if you send that, definitely they'll change the link. It's not a problem. Okay. Yeah. Today you can send the mails after the class. Tomorrow, before the class, I will make the Zoom link. Okay. I'll talk with them so they'll change the link. There's organization, right? So everything. So yeah. Zoom meeting is once you create the meeting ID at the end of the course, also same link will be maintained, right? But this GoToMeeting again every week, every 2 weeks it will be changed. Again, issue is there. Okay. Yeah, just you can send the mail. Remaining story I will take care. Okay. Remaining story I will take care and they'll change the meeting ID. Okay. Yeah, I need some response from you so that I will take the remaining story. Okay. Yes, you got the point, right? So this is called range calculations. Data types are there, corresponding sizes are there, corresponding ranges are there. Numeric data, we have the byte, short, int, long for the 10, 20, 30, 40. Decimal data is there. And every data type contains corresponding ranges, right? These are the ranges. I hope you understood the range calculations also, right? Yeah. Yes, but character does not contain any sign bit actually. That's what 2 to the power 8 only. Sorry, 2 to the power 16 only. 2 to the power 16 means generally you will get the 65,536. Generally you will get the 65,536. 2 to the power 16 means. But the range starts from 0. That's what 0 to what? 65,535 you will get the data. So you got the point on that. 65,535, right? Yeah, that is the information, guys. Good. You got the clarity, right? Yeah. Yes. Next one, if you take the employee project, then take the class employee. Yes, employee project, if you take the class employee, yes, employee project contains what are the variables? Tell me what kind of variables that we have. Is an employee project, we can have the variable int employee ID. Then we can send employee ID. Then you can take the string employee name. Yeah, string employee name, right? Yeah, because employee ID is what type of data? I can take integer format, right?
Integer.
What about employee name? Employee name, you can take the string format. String char means it allows how many characters? Only one character, right?
Single character.
Yeah, char means only one character is allowed, but this is what string, right? Yeah, string is allowed.
Sir, but this string, it is not covered in this
It's not a
one.
data
It
type, right?
data
It's not a
type.
data type. Yeah, because string is a class. String is a basically class belongs to java.lang package. String is not a data type. Okay. Int
Okay, sir.
employee ID equal to 111, string employee name equal to Ratan. Please mute everyone. Yeah. Next one is what? Double employee salary equal what? 10,000.45, right? Exactly. Because here we need to focus on the string here. String is not a data type category. String is a class. String is an object actually. It's a class means object basically. Data type means only we have these are the data types. How many data types in Java? Only 8 data types are there. Byte, short, int, long, float and double, char and boolean, right? Exactly. Because that's what we understood that string is not a data type. A string is not a string is what? Not a data type. It is a what about class? It is a class to represent what? To represent the Yes, it is a class to represent the one kind of group of characters. Represent the group of characters, right? Just to represent the group of characters. Enclosed in single quotes or double quotes. Enclosed in what? Double quotes, right? Exactly. Yes, we understood that string is not comes under data type category. String is not a data type. It is a class to represent what? Group of characters enclosed in double quotes, right? It's enclosed in
How
what?
many
Double
characters
quotes.
allowed per string?
That depends on the size. You can take any number of characters. It's not a problem. Okay. So dynamically it will allocate the memory for that. But the object means it allocate the memory, right? So how many data you given, that much memory is allocated for that. Okay. Yes, coming to the default values. See, for example, here, if I take the int num equal to what 100. Yes, int num equal to 100. I'm trying to print the number. The system dot out there println of what number, right? Yes, int num equal to 100. I'm trying to print the number. This case, what's output now? Okay, in this case, it will print the output is what 100, right? Guys, in this case, it will print the output is 100 or not? Exactly. You can see, for example, int value semicolon. I didn't assign any value. Because if we didn't assign any value, but I'm trying to print the data. Yes, I'm trying to print the data, right? In this case, what is output now? Yes, I'm trying to print the data. Then this case, what is output? Because we didn't assign any value right here. Because in Java, if we didn't assign any value, then the default values come into the picture. The default values you will get. Okay. Because for the numeric data, the default values are 0. Here 0, here 0. Okay, here also what 0, here also what 0. For the numeric data, the default values are zeros. For the decimal data, the default values are what 0.0. Okay, double also what amount? You will get a 0.0. Okay, so decimal data and what? Decimal 0.0, right? Yeah, character data. This character, the default value is space. One space will be taken. In the keyboard, we have a space, right? It will take the space actually. It won't take like space word. It takes the space character. Boolean, what's the default value here? The default value for the Boolean is what? False, right? Exactly. Because we got the clarity data types, corresponding, sizes, corresponding range, corresponding default values. We got the point, right? That's what here integer default value is how much now? 0, right? Then we'll get the output is what? 0. Right? Okay, then you'll get the output is what amount? 0, right? Exactly. Okay, sorry, clear now? Yes, default is clear. The default value for this one is what? 0, right? Exactly.
Yes.
Guys, next one is a string str semicolon. Here I taken a string str, right? String str semicolon. Then I'm trying to print like system dot out dot println of what str, right? Exactly. Guys, for the string, did you assign any value here?
No.
Yes, for the string, did you assign any value? No, right?
No.
Then we'll get the default value, right? Yeah. Then what is the default value for the string? The
Space.
string is basically
Null.
yes for the character, yeah. Space for the character. But
Null.
string is a class, right? In Java, any class type, the default value is null actually. Got the point here? In Java, because the note is what? In Java, any class type, okay, any class type, the default value is what? The default value is what? Null, right? Yes, but in Java, any class type, yes, in Java, any class type, the default value is what? Null actually. Yes, the statement is clear. In Java, any class type, the default value is null. Remember that word. A string means any class. Maybe string class, system class, employee class, student class. Any class type, you will get the default value is what? Null is the default value, right? Exactly. Is that clear now? Yes. Yes, let me write one small example for the today. So you want me to write the example here. Let me take one small point here. Yes, can I take the float num1 equal to 100.45. I take something like this. I'm trying to print the number. So what the number here? Num1, right? Same way, double num2 equal to 200.23, something like this. I'm trying to print the. Tell me guys, I'm trying to print what? I'm trying to print the number, right? In this case, what's the output now?
Getting some error, I think.
Okay. Yes, float
Because
num1 equal
float
100.45.
Yes.
Double num2 equal 200.23, right? 200.23, right? Exactly. In this case, what's the output now? Yes, here you will get some error. Exactly what you're saying, some error you will get. Yes, what? How to compile the code? Tell me. JavaScript application is what? Test.java, right? Code is compiled and not compiled. It's saying that float num1 is the issue actually. Float only the issue. The reason is for that, in Java, the decimal data, this is the decimal data, right? Java, the decimal data is by default double data. Because 100.45 is by default double value. But left hand side we require double value, float value, we require the float value, right? To represent the 100.45 is a float value, we require f constant. In entire Java, wherever you need to represent the float value, we need to use f constant. Because in entire Java, where we represent the float value, we need to use which constant here? F constant, right? Exactly. So you got the point, right? So now code is compiled fine, not a problem. Code executed fine. We got 100.45 to 100.23, right? So you got a pointer in Java. Decimal data is by default what type of data? In Java, the decimal data is, tell me, decimal data is what by default? What type of data? Double data. Yeah, this 100.23 is by default double data. So to represent the which data, guys? Float value. To represent the float value, use f constant. Either we can use a small f constant or capital F constant we can use. Statement is clear, right? In Java, the decimal data is by default double data. So to represent the float value, use f constant. It may be small f or what? Capital F constant we can use. Statement is clear? Small f or what? Capital F you can use, right? That's information. Yes.
So what is the
This
difference
entire Java,
between
the f is mandatory.
double and float?
Size, right? So double can hold the 8 bytes of memory, means it will take the more accurate value, right? Whereas float can take the very less memory, right? 4 bytes only. Depends on your number. No? So here the 4 bytes are there. Float means 4 bytes, double means 8 bytes, right? Exactly. Good. Yeah, this next point you can see. In general, I want to take the next example, small thing, credit card number. Some card number you can take. Guys, int card equal to, what the card number tell me? The card number, how many digits generally? The card number will be like, 4 digits, 16 digits, right? So, no, yeah? 16 digits,
16.
right? Exactly. So here, like, this is a number, right? This is my credit card number. If it is a credit card number, then system.out.println enough, something like you can take the card, right? Exactly. Because if you take the int card, this is a card number, I'm printing the card, right? Exactly. Because when you print the card like this, then CLS, Java say test.java. Oh, you're getting error, right? What error is? It's saying that integer number is too large. Okay. Because if it is integer number too large, means what we need to do? When it's saying that integer number is too large.
Long we can use.
Shravani, you will get the required session to your mail ID, right? Then you can check the required session even if you miss the class. What the problem in that? Shravani,
Yes, sir.
you will get the required session, no problem. You got access, right?
I
Required
received,
session.
I got access, but I got recordings only for demos only, sir. After this,
Actually,
I
sir,
couldn't.
excuse me, Shravani. Actually, they are adding the next videos to that folder only. Please refresh that folder.
Just refresh that
Okay,
folder.
I'll try.
Okay. Yeah. See guys, here what the issue here? We got the number like integer number is too large, right? Integer number is too large, because this number is integer number, we cannot hold this much value, right? Because then what we need to do? We need to make like long, right? We need to make the long value. Because once if you make it is a long card equal, this is a card number I can take exactly. Because once if you take the long, okay, oh, again we got error, right? Exactly. Because previously it is int card. Now it is int card or long card? Long card. Even though it changed it to long type, but still it's showing that integer number is too large, right? It's because in Java, previously discussed decimal data is by default what type of data? Because decimal data is by default double data, right? Then how can you represent the float value f constant, right? In the same way, in the Java, the numeric data, this is numeric data, right? This numeric data is by default integer data. Yes, numeric data is by default what? Integer data. To represent it is a long format, we need to use L constant. So we need to use what? L constant, right? Exactly. You need to use what? L constant, right? Exactly. Because in entire Java, where we require the float value, f constant required, because decimal data by default double. Where we require the long value, you represent L constant, because numeric data by default integer type. As now we can run this code. Now we got the card number or not. Guys, now you got the card number, right? Exactly. This is the data, guys. So we got the clarity that, so okay, what the point guys here? In Java, tell me guys, in Java, yes, please respond. In Java, what type of data? In Java, that is numeric data, right? The numeric data is by default what type of data? The numeric data is by default integer data. To represent the long value, we need to use which constant? L constant, right? Either small l or what? Capital constant, right? Guys, are we clear now? Yes. Okay, this is the day. Okay, this is enough for the day. Because you can check this all the points. Data type represent data. Data types you understood, corresponding sizes, corresponding ranges, corresponding default values. And to represent the group of characters, string required. String is not a data type. String is not a data type. It is a class to represent a group of characters. String default value is what? Null. And in the Java decimal data is by default what type of data? Double data. To represent the float value, we need to use which constant here? F constant. In the same way, you can go for the numeric data. Numeric data is by default what type of data here? Integer type, right? To represent the long value, we need to use L constant, right? Either small l or what? Capital L constant we have to use, right? Either small l or what?
Nine
What's
PM.
your
sir.
class? CJ
9
9
PM.
PM class.
Yes, yes.
CJ 9 PM. So Java is the password. Today we'll go to the data types, right? Yes, we are talking about the data types. Yeah, data types. This is the data types notes. So everyone will follow the same link to get the data, the class notes, right? Yeah. Let's check this link. It's asking pass. Okay. To everyone. Let's check this
Sir,
link
could you
once.
please add me in WhatsApp group? My name.
That link is asking password. The password for that link is Java, JAVA. Okay, JAVA is a password. Progress.com/CJ9PM, core Java CJ9PM. And it's asking password, enter the password like, Java, JAVA is a password, right? Exactly. Check that point, submit in tomorrow.
Sir, could you please add me in group?